Hey, what up, guys? gdoggcasey here, bringing you a surprise episode of my Week 1 game with the Kansas City Chiefs. I decided to go ahead and do a franchise anyway, created a coach, and get all set up just like I did last year, only this time I plan to finish it, and we'll see about going into multiple seasons. I'm not 100% sure on that, because I do have a couple other projects that I'm working on, but I figured this would be a lot of fun. So my plan is to release a game after the Chiefs play, maybe the day after, with my thoughts on the season and how it's going, and then my commentary on the gameplay. So this is Week 1 taking on the Falcons, and unfortunately I had to work, so I couldn't watch this game. And you know what? That's probably going to happen in the future as well. But I'll go back and watch the highlights and kind of get an understanding from what happened. But from what I saw in the highlights, Matt Ryan is a beast and completely destroyed us. Our secondary just isn't that good. I don't think Brandon Flowers was playing in that game, which is a big deal because he's actually a pretty top-notch cornerback. But he's like the only one we have. I mean, Eric Berry's good in coverage also, but he's a strong safety. He's not going to be covering the receivers all that much. So we kick off the new season in our Madden franchise. Take a look at the number of minutes in the quarter there. 15 minutes. I've found the perfect sliders, in my opinion anyways, to make this game very realistic, at least to the point where I can play 15-minute quarters and get realistic-looking games. So the first drive for the Falcons here is going to come to a 3rd and 10, and possibility to go 3 and out here as Ryan looks kind of deep, and that's Sam Rout. I think that's how you say his name, Rout. That's how I'm going to say it, with the knockdown, and the Chiefs will take over at the 29-yard line here as Matt Castle comes out to lead the Chiefs on their first drive of the season. And on the very first play, it looks like we're going to be handing off to Jamal Charles. And he's going to break out to the left side and get almost a first down here. He will get dragged down before the line, but still a pretty effective run nonetheless there, 9 yards. So it looks like the Chiefs are going to keep running the ball here. This is the same drive, obviously. 3rd and 1. And Charles is going to break through the line here for a first down. And the Chiefs, it's early, but they're showing a little bit of sustainability with the run game here, being able to keep moving down the field, pick up first downs, and run the clock is going to be really good because Matt Castle is not good in this game. He is not very good at all. But Jamal Charles is very good. So you can see we're going to keep running the ball here. Just trying to show that we are establishing a run game here. That was only a 4-yard run, but, we are trying to look to be a run-first team. Here Castle finds Baldwin in wide open space, finding a hole in the zone coverage, and an easy first down there. No real threat at all anywhere. So now on 3rd and 2 near the 30-yard line, Charles is going to make that linebacker miss there and go right up the middle for another 8 or so yards. Now we have Peyton Hillis in as Jamal Charles needs a break, and he's going to break to the right side here, bumping into his own offensive line a little bit, but still manages to gain 10 yards on that run. So very nice here. And on 2nd and inches, the very next play, giving the ball to Hillis again, because why not? It's been working. And look at the run blocking here. Number 80 making a great block, and Hillis rumbles into the end zone for the first score of the year. First touchdown for the Chiefs goes to Peyton Hillis, and you can see the teammates congratulate him here with an 11-yard average so far. So pretty good. He's on pace for a lot of yards. Here we have Matt Ryan finding Roddy White there in wide open space, and Roddy White had an okay game this week against the Chiefs, but really he was kind of overshadowed by Julio Jones, who managed to almost break out. I'm not sure if he had already had games like this before, but it was a pretty pro game by Julio Jones against the Chiefs, so scary receiver there. We can see Michael Turner getting a decent run there, and now on 3rd and 2, Ryan's going to step back, and he gets hit as he throws, and that's Sam Rout making another. I think his first name is Sam. I swear to God if I'm wrong. I'm sorry. But I'll just say Rout then. Makes another great pass deflection, and the Falcons are going to go for it early in the game on 4th and 2. I don't actually disagree with that idea. I kind of play that way too. In that little pocket of the field where like punting is kind of like too crazy and field goals are too long. So I just go for it because who cares? And you can see Matt Ryan making a poor decision, but not picked off, and the coach is chewing him up a little bit there. So here we go back to the Chiefs now, and Matt Castle is finding Dwayne Bowe for a first down. Nice easy pitch and catch there, and here we're dropping back again on first down, and what the hell was that? Horrible throw by Matt Castle. Look at him jump there. That was kind of funny. But, yeah, he throws a pick and actually gets back to make the tackle. But still, poor throw there. I don't know what was going on that play. So we give the Falcons another chance here. They're on our side of the field, and Michael Turner's going to get a couple yards here. Well, more than a couple, as they try to move within field goal range. And Turner there picking up the first down with a tough run. And here we are on 2nd and 9 for the Falcons. They're just on the 30-yard line here. Going to step back from Matt Ryan, and he's going to find Julio Jones there, who breaks a tackle and busts into the 10-yard line here. And we're going to have a 1st and goal situation for the Falcons. So here's a nice chance for them to score here. We'll see what happens as Ryan hands it off to Snelling, and he gets stopped. So nothing really going on there. Barry back in coverage here. He's going to try to cover. And actually, there's a big sack here by Derek Johnson on the blitz. I was watching the wrong player there, so yeah. Nice blitz by Derek Johnson. And that's going to force a 3rd and goal here, so the Chiefs have a very good chance to make a stop as Ryan steps back looking for a quick throw. And Brandon Flowers with a great deflection there. And that's going to force the Falcons into a field goal. Unless they decide they want to go for it, but that would not be a good decision at this point of the game. So here we go. Kicking the ball through the uprights for a field goal for the Falcons. So not a bad defensive stand there by the Chiefs. They allowed a couple big plays that was sort of bad on the defensive part. But here we have Charles breaking a nice run on the left side. But yeah, the Chiefs managed to pull it together for the goal line stand and force a field goal. So Castle handing off here. He's going to get drilled in the backfield. Nobody was open downfield, at least as far as I could see. And kind of a bad play there. So Castle, again, looking like he's going to get hit, and he does. 2 sacks in a row. And come on, you know he's not going to get sacked 3 times in a row. So he's looking, and oh my God, just as he was about to release the ball, gets sacked again. 3 sacks in a row, so the Chiefs are going to punt the ball right back and give the Falcons another chance to make something happen here. But here you can see Turner not really able to get it together. He didn't have a great game today running the ball. He had a couple nice runs, but most often the Chiefs were able to stuff him in the backfield, or at least like only allow 1 or 2 yards. So on 3rd and 13, and that was a nice little play there, but it's going to be just short of a 1st down. So actually, I guess they missed a field goal, so I don't know what happened, but they didn't get any points. So giving it back to Charles and just being super consistent with the runs, getting like 8 to 10 to 15 yards on almost every run with Charles right now. He has been getting stuffed a little bit, but this play here is working very well. As again, he breaks free, and that was over 20 yards, I believe. And he is looking at 95 yards right now, and the 2nd quarter has barely gotten started. I told you that these were realistic sliders, and I promised you that they are. As Matt Castle decides to run with it on 3rd down, and that's not going to really do anything good, so we're going to have to kick a field goal instead. And back to the sliders. Jamal Charles had an easy time running the ball this game, but I promise you there are games down the line that will not be that, they won't be like that, where Charles is it's just easy to just run the ball every play. It won't be like that, because I've tested these sliders quite a bit, and this just happened to be a great start for Jamal Charles. It doesn't happen all the time. As Sam Rout gets a pick, or just Rout, I don't know, but he's going to pick Matt Ryan off here. And Matt Ryan not really looking like he did in real life this week. He was a beast in real life, but not really doing a great job today in this game. As Castle's going to run the ball again, and let's see him slide. There we go, 1st down, or not quite actually, 2nd and inches. But nobody was open on that play. So when it's 2nd and inches, you have a bunch of options you can try out. But in this case, we're going to go to Jamal Charles, and he's going to break another run, just making it look easy for the Chiefs. I apologize if you guys can hear my cat. She's in heat in the back, and there's nothing I can do to keep her quiet. So let's just ignore it for now as Castle sits in the pocket, and he's going to get picked off by Asante Samuel. I think there was another receiver open on that play, but, you know, sometimes you want to give Dwayne Bowe the chance to come down with the ball. He will come down with it more often than not in real life. Maybe that's not quite the case in the Madden universe. As Matt Ryan hits Jones as they get the ball back for a 1st down here, and here's a look at the QB stats here. Matt Ryan, 50% completion, 92 yards. Still better than Matt Castle in this game. So, you know, at least that part's realistic. And Turner, he's going to find some wide open space. And I don't know what the defenders are doing here, but sloppy tackling. And that's going to allow Turner to break into like a 13 to 15-yard run there. So on 3rd and 5, this is a big spot to make a stop for the Chiefs here. Shit. And Ryan's going to throw a screen pass, and that's going to go nowhere. So the Chiefs defense standing tall here. And we're going to get the ball back before the half is over. So a little 2-minute drill here for Matt Castle. Is going to find Steve Breston, who's going to get out of bounds and stop the clock. So let's see if we can get a nice drive here going. But we're looking at a 3rd down and 10, making an audible for Boss to go deep. Let's see what happens. Castle throws it to Baldwin instead. Takes the shorter play, and that's not going to be a 1st down. So we'll kick it back off to the Falcons, and they looking like they have some good field position here. And Matt Ryan's going to find a wide open Jones. That was actually route, kind of screwed up his zone coverage there and allowed that play. So on 1st down here, about a minute left in the half, and Ryan is looking for a receiver. He's going to find Gonzalez, and again, sloppy well, I don't know if it's sloppy tackling or sloppy positioning. Might be a better way of saying it. And that's going to allow them to get inside the 10-yard line. So on 3rd and goal, Ryan looking in the end zone here. Actually, no, he checks down to Gonzalez, breaks a tackle, but Barry stuffs him before he gets into the end zone. So another big defensive stop for the Chiefs, and that's going to force another field goal and keep the Chiefs with the lead as the second half comes to an end. So picking up the start of the second half here on 1st and 10, Matt Castle's going to drop back. He's going to find Kevin Boss for a 1st down. So looking to get a good drive going right off the bat. 64 yards. Are you serious? 2 picks? What is going on here? 3rd and 2. Castle's going to throw it. Maybe we should have ran the ball with those stats. And with that throw, I would say maybe we should have ran it as well. Bad play there by Castle. They're going to decide to go for it on 4th down because we're in that pocket of the field. So Castle's going to step back, and Jamal Charles wide open right off the bat. And look at that block up there. I think that's Kevin Boss getting in the way. Not even like an actual block, but it still does the job as Charles sprints into the end zone on a nice yards after the catch play there. And the Chiefs are going to increase their lead to 17-6. And you can see a 46-yard reception for Jamal Charles on that play. Easy play. As soon as he broke into his route, I saw him there, and I knew it was going to be a nice play. So here, Ryan's finding Julio Jones with a nice little spin move there for a 1st down. 72 yards on this day for Julio Jones so far. On 3rd and 5, though, the Falcons just were not doing a very good job on 3rd down in this game. So 3rd and 5, and this time they're going to find Roddy White. Again, finding a hole in the coverage on the slant and making the play for the 1st down. So here we have a 3rd and 7. And it looks like Ryan's going to step back on a slant play here and route. Or no, that's Javier Arenas actually with the knockdown. And good defense there, so the Chiefs are going to get the ball back yet again. Looking at a 3rd and 9 this time, about midway through the 3rd quarter. Going to give it to Charles because why the fuck not? And he's going to find some open space. Juke move doesn't really help him out there, but still, that's about a 20-yard play. So Castle finding some success in going to his running back because the receivers really aren't all that good. Nice knockdown on 3rd down for the Falcons defender there, and they're going to get the ball back. So the drive stalls out, and Falcons here are a little bit in emergency mode as they're looking at 3rd and 8 here. Ryan's looking downfield, but he's not going to find anybody as Houston comes in on the sack. That would be more of a coverage sack there because there was just nobody open for Ryan to throw to. So the Chiefs are going to get the ball back here. Castle looking downfield again. Nobody's open, and he is going to take a sack on the run. Nice play by John Abraham there. So looking at a 3rd and 17 now, usually these plays are kind of just like almost Hail Marys, and you just don't really know what's going to happen. And Boss is going to juggle the ball and drop it. So the Chiefs are going to give the ball back, but this was actually a 3rd and out for the Falcons. So we're getting the ball back and just saying, fuck it, we're going back to Charles. He's the only one who could really do anything for us in this game. As you see, has 131 yards as the 3rd quarter comes to an end. So the 4th quarter now. And looking at a 3rd and 9 for Castle, and he's going to get hit in the backfield, drop the ball. But Hudson, offensive lineman for the Chiefs, is going to get the ball before the defenders do. And look at this acrobatic dive he does as he goes to pick it up, one-handed. and he kind of like half cartwheels around and picks up the ball with one hand. Come on. He's an offensive lineman, but whatever. So that's going to lead us to punt after that play. And I'm showing this punt for one particular reason, because it is the best punt you will ever see in Madden. Look at this, bouncing off the grass and hitting the orange little cone there to force the Falcons to take over the ball on the 1-yard line. So on 3rd and 7, Falcons looking hopeless here as Barry's going to come in on the blitz. He's going to get held up, and Matt Ryan is actually going to find Roddy White downfield. So getting some life in the offense here, getting out from under the shadows of their own end zone and moving down the field here. Ryan going to find Douglas, and he's open for the short play, and that's going to get them the first down. And like I said, it's basically emergency mode for the Falcons now because time is running out. They're down by 2 scores. They need to get something going on because the Chiefs have shown that they can just run the ball at will. So here we go. Matt Ryan finding Julio Jones again for another for a first down, and showing that he could be pretty dependable as a receiver. And on 3rd and 7, Brandon Flowers is going to make the play and stop them to make them go for a 4th down attempt again here. 4th and 4. Matt Ryan looking like he's going to try to throw the ball. And I'm looking and I saw that tight end open. So first down for the Falcons. 3rd and 7 now, and this is that territory where if we stop them, they're probably going to go for it again. Unless we pick it off like that. Strong safety, Elam, I guess Eric Berry was taking a rest, and he comes up with a pick on one of his only plays of the game. And stalls out that drive for the Falcons. So now it's just run the clock mode. We have 6 minutes, and with the slider settings that I have, it is possible to run the clock all the way down to 0 in this type of situation, as long as you can run the ball effectively. But here you see, looking at a 3rd and 20, for whatever reason, and this time Boss comes up with the catch for a first down. Nice throw by Matt Castle there. Very rare, nice throw by Matt Castle. And that's going to set us up with another first down. But here, looking at a 3rd and 1, Charles is not going to make it. 4th and inches. What do? You go for it in this area of the field. We're going to give it to the fullback, Bannon, and he is going to power in for a first down. He only picked up 1 yard, but that's all he needed on that play. So we are past the 2-minute warning now, and now it's just straight run the clock territory. Look at the run blocking on this play as Jamal Charles breaks for about 13 yards on that run and continuing to show that he is just awesome. And as the commentator said, getting it again there for a 9-yard rush. And look at that, 188 yards on 29 carries. And we're going to give it to him again here on 2nd and inches, under a minute left in the game. Just got to get this first down or run it in, who knows, whatever is going to work. And we're going to give it to him, and he's going to outrun to the sideline and managed to get in the end zone there. So that's actually his first rushing touchdown of the game, but he also had that receiving touchdown earlier too. So just a great game for Jamal Charles as the Chiefs defense comes out on the field to try to stop the Falcons here and just secure the win. And Route is going to get a pick at the end of the game. That's his 2nd pick of the game, I believe, and he's going to actually get a little run back here. He's not going to do much else with it. And that's going to end the game for the Chiefs. So a bit of a reverse here, as in real life, the Falcons were able to pretty much demolish the Chiefs. The first half was pretty good for both teams, as I think they exited the first half of the game tied in real life, but then the Falcons just came on in the second half and just destroyed us. In this reality, in the Madden universe, we are able to come away with the win. And stay tuned, because I'm going to give you Game 2 at the end of next week's game, so probably on Monday. If the Chiefs have a Monday night game, then I'll release it on Tuesday. So stay tuned, guys. I hope you enjoy, and I hope you're excited for the virtual Madden Chiefs franchise. See you later.